Hey everybody, I'm Jeff Volpe with ViewSonic. I am excited to be here on our next edition of Road to Super Bowl Sunday. We have an esteemed guest today to talk about business, football, and technology and how they converge together. We are so fortunate to have you, Les. I look forward to this podcast with you. Thank you.
Hey, look forward to it. I wish I was with y'all.
That's right. Jeff, thanks for that introduction. Thomas Dimitroff, former general manager, been in the league for a long, long time, way too long. Les and I go really far back, actually. We'll get into that another time, of course. But look, one of the reasons we did this whole MMA approach, which is management, the general manager perspective, um, media perspective, and the agent perspective, Les, is we thought that was a great way to get a great mix of perspective on Super Bowl, on leadership, game building, team building, as well as, quite honestly, some of the political content in this world and in this league. So, having you on here right now, Les, again, I have a massive amount of respect for you. You and I work together. You are the Maverick GM. I know everyone keeps hearing me say that, but you are. You went into this everything hanging out. I love it. I'm so highly admirable, or I'm thinking in such an admirable way, and so highly respectful of you, and I respect your approach to what you're doing. Excuse me. I'm getting all excited talking about it because you did it your way. Tell me how, through all of that, through all the criticism, how you stay, you know, keeping steadfast in what you wanted to do and how you wanted to approach things, and now you're in the Super Bowl.
Well, I had a mentor named Thomas Dimitroff one time who moved up from like pick, 29, 30 or something like that, all the way to wherever to get Julio Jones. So the Maverick was from that mentor, happens to be you, right? But I think that the philosophy is this: never trying to be a Maverick different. But I think the math would say when you're trying to be one of 32, uh, we probably should think differently than the other 31. So we always are trying to do that. We're not trying to be different. We're trying to maybe think in a way that, hey, is there anything we can be doing that they're not doing to give us an edge in a league that's hard to get an edge in?
That's a great point. Edge, the what do we always call it? The marginal differences, marginal approach to things. I know Jeff is open to all of that. He's right down the middle of global technology. Go ahead, Jeff.
You know, Les, you are in the middle of a big town with a lot of press and a lot of people giving opinions about a lot of stuff. And I'll tell you, I love the agents of change. And that's what allows businesses to grow and be successful is to try something new, try something innovative. But as a leader, you got to inspire a lot of people to join you. You got to keep your focus on the prize because a lot of people may want to move you from one way to the other, but you're able to stay the course and maybe give us a couple of tips on how you are able to inspire your people around you to follow you in this new vision of such an improved way to deliver this, almost like a money ball of the NFL.
Well, one reason to inspire people is to actually rely on them, to actually listen to them, to actually help engineer an ecosystem where they can dominate a role that even though I'm the GM, I couldn't even come close to dominating, much less failing at, right? So I think that's what we do here. We sit around a round table and we listen to people, and when someone comes up with an idea that we think might give an edge, we test it in a way. But in the NFL, you don't have a lot of time to test. So you got to Jim Collins, who wrote Good to Great, Thomas knows, mentor of mine. You got to shoot the little pellets right at the ship, and then you hear it. As soon as you hear it ding, you then can shoot the cannonball. Don't have a lot of time to test, but I think that's how we inspire people. We listen to them, and then if they come up with an idea, let's act on it.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, congratulations on such a fantastic architecture of putting a roster together of people that are filled with experience and youth. And man, do they ever gel together. So kudos on your evaluation style and trying something different. And we all get to watch the fruits of that
And
labor.
I don't say this just because Thomas has me on as a guest, but I think our athletic performance department gives us a cutting edge that not many people in the NFL get, and I can tell you this: that I think that's one of the reasons Thomas won a Zoom interview before there was even Zoom with Arthur Blank was probably your paradigm on integrating athletic performance and having that group work symbiotically. So
You're so right on so many levels, and I would be remiss if we got off this pod without mentioning your unbelievably intelligent and lovely wife, Kara Henderson, who has knowledge beyond. And I could go on and on talking about this couple as they are, Jeff, because they really work well off of each other. And I'm giving Les all the credit for being the Maverick GM. But his wife, who, by the way, by their own admission, are author stalkers. Can you comment on author stalkers? Can you tell people how front edge you guys are about getting your information?
as sometimes I'll get so focused in football, and I really love doing football. And my wife's a Duke grad, very curious, and she reads so many books, but she's always synthesizing. This author said this and how it relates to football and what we're doing. So at that point in time, it's like I'm getting the Cliff Notes version of like some very cutting edge wisdom. And next thing you know, she sends an email and says, my husband's Ian Rams and he really liked this chapter, what have you. Would you like to connect over Zoom? And we go from there. And so we stalk authors, and it's really because they actually took the time to really research something, put something on paper. We read it, she shared it with me, it impacted our organization, and we kind of share notes from there.
Wonderful.
Well, Les, look, man, we could go on and on talking about it. I'm so incredibly proud of you. And we just talked about this. I'm going to go on for a minute longer, Jeff, because Les and I were talking about this. When you get into the Super Bowl, we've both been into the Super Bowl but lost. Just for a minute less or a half a minute, can you expound on how it is going in the second time versus the first?
Well, the first time, human nature, no matter what coachisms or speak you want to give yourself, it's cool to be there. But when you've taken that lonely bus ride home after losing it, and I know Thomas, they lost it in a way there's probably some PTSD there that's tough to get. It's going to be with him probably until he dies. But when you take that bus ride and you get a chance to do it again, you immediately flip the switch to, okay, we're going to celebrate the opportunity to compete for a world championship, maybe for 24 hours, but we're flipping the switch and we want to go finish the task this time. So that's probably the difference, and it's probably a lot to do with just natural human nature and how our brain works.
Well, keep rocking the free world, so to speak. Isn't that a line somewhere? But look, I'm not going to ask you about who you are projecting to win, because we've been asking our guests that. That wouldn't be fair, of course, because, of course, we know why. But look, keep doing your thing, man. And I am a big believer. The winner of the Super Bowl is the best GM in the world, football GM in the world. I told Jason Light this. Get to that spot, man. It's probably an amazing spot to be there. I didn't get a chance to. I'll be cheering you on hard and fast, but.
Hey, appreciate it, Thomas. Thanks for all you do.
Yes, indeed.
Nice
We're rooting for you. All the best, Les. Look forward to seeing you again sometime. Good luck.
Hey, enjoy the trip, the journey.
Thank you.